Hey there. Ever wonder what really pushes a marriage to the edge? It's crazy, but sometimes the signs are right there, staring you in the face. Maybe it's the sudden need for privacy, the phone calls hushed in another room, or just that feeling in your gut that something's off. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below. But before you do, let me tell you a story, a real roller coaster about secrets, lies, and payback. Buckle up, it's gonna be a ride. It had been 5 years since Sarah and I said, "I do." We clicked instantly back in college, freshman year dorms, you know the deal. Those dorms were like little villages, everyone crammed in together, sharing houses, partying on the lawn. That's where I first saw Sarah. I was pre-vet, she was in business, sharp as a tack. We dated a bit, but nothing serious. College life, right? Sophomore year, we drifted, different circles, just seeing each other around campus, the student union, parties. Junior year, she did a semester abroad in Paris. It wasn't until she was back for finals that we really connected again. We dated for a year, things were getting serious, then bam, graduation hit. Sarah was job hunting, and I had another year to grind out. I was determined to ace my final year, no distractions. And I did. Top of my class, specializing in exotic animals, big cats, the works. The job offers poured in, but I chose a practice on the edge of town, mixed bag, farms, breeders, family pets. Then fate, or whatever you want to call it, threw us together again at this corporate shindig. She was running the show for her company. I was there with a client who had horses competing. Sparks flew, we made plans, and just like that, we were back on. Sarah was climbing the corporate ladder at this international contracting firm, assistant to some big-shot regional sales director. Customer service, event planning, jet-setting all over Europe. Her life was a whirlwind. A year in, I popped the question. She said yes. We were both 27. Life was good. She was making bank. My rep as an animal whisperer, especially with horses and zoo animals, was taking off. We snagged this fixer-upper farmhouse out in the sticks, a little run down but with land, perfect. Renovate it, start a family, that was the dream. It was an old farm, fields sold off, but this weird agricultural restriction on the deed. No one wanted it. Turns out, vet work counted as agricultural. My job, our ticket to a steal of a deal on a rural property with potential, plus land. Our dual income meant we could travel, too. I knew enough Spanish from high school. Sarah was fluent in French, picked up German and Italian along the way. Europe was our playground. Never crossed my mind, not even for a second, that Sarah might be playing away from home. Some of my rich clients, their wives obsessed with horses, everyone thought that kept them busy, faithful. But I'd seen enough propositions, even at the clinic, to know better. Still, Sarah? Never. I wasn't about to trash the reputation of the practice, not after Mark, my partner, had brought me in. Creeping up the stairs, music thumping from the bedroom, drowning out my footsteps. I shoved the door open. Boom. Target acquired. I aimed and fired, once, hitting him square in the backside as he yelped and jumped away from my wife. Adulterating client, meet justice. Reloaded, quick, and shot her too. He, lover boy, tried to play hero, come at me, all puffed chest. Didn't work out so well for him. Started shaking, convulsing, then just crumpled to the floor. Sarah looked down at the dart sticking out of her side. Shock, then fear. Then this glazed, confused look as the tranquilizer hit. Not an idiot. Wasn't using the heavy stuff for big game. This dart gun. Zoo days, sedating animals for checkups, routine. Effective. grabbed the duct tape from the garage, back to the bedroom. Wrists, ankles, bound tight. Gag them with their own underwear? Nah, too cliché. Strips of tape sealed their mouths shut, one under each arm, carrying them downstairs. The old shed, stone walls, thick as anything, cool as a tomb even in summer. Animal stalls back in the day, rings still bolted to the walls. Perfect. Hauled them inside, strapped them to 2 of those rings. Then, inspiration struck. Grandma's stuff. After she passed, Mom took care of her. Then Mom passed. Her things in the shed. Surgical supplies, incontinence briefs, the works. Grabbed a couple of pairs of those adult diapers, released the ropes on their legs, shoved them into the briefs, taped their legs up tight. Back to the house, rifled through his pockets, keys, checked his car too. By the time my little lovebirds woke up, they were sitting in dried animal crap, wrists cuffed to rings, practically naked, shivering their butts off. Hot shower, fresh clothes, settled into my armchair, steaming coffee, cozy sweater. Work for the day, done. Shotgun propped against my leg, relaxed. Ripped the tape off Sarah's face, demanded answers. Tried to play it cool, all bravado, but her dry mouth, shifty eyes, told the real story. Coffee cup to her lips, she gulped it down, too fast. "You jerk," she gasped, throat burning. "Now tell me everything. How long? What exactly has been going on?" Silence. "You've got time to think. When I get back, you better spill it, the whole damn truth." On the way back, picked up some seriously spicy curries. Juggling containers, one in each hand. Placed the food and water by their feet, plastic spoons. Tape off their mouths again, they lunged for the water, drained their cups in seconds. Refilled them from the outside tap. Strained to hear their whispered conversation. Muffled. Couldn't make it out anyway. Didn't matter. Their fate, and mine, already sealed. Flashback to the last company meeting. William and Janet giving me the side eye. Julian smirking. "Took you long enough." Temper flared. Guns pointed, ready to defend myself. "You afraid? You don't have the guts to pull that trigger." Wrong assumption. Rock salt might not pierce skin, but this close, it'll sting. Aimed both barrels at his calf. Fired. High-pitched scream ripped through the air. Double barrel tempting, but no. Reloaded, slow, deliberate. "Dominic?" Sarah's voice, soft, pleading. "I love you." Hard to believe, but okay. Difficult decision, but I had to. Had to what? Julian's been blackmailing me. Couldn't take it anymore. Julian gasped, pain etched on his face. "You conniving witch! Sleeping your way to the top with half the management." Then to me, "Call an ambulance. Now! Or I'm going to the cops." Reloaded again. Am I really doing this? Aimed for the other calf, pulled the trigger. "Sorry," I said, almost a whisper. Actions, jail time, no doubt. Didn't care. 2 more shots, thigh this time. He squealed again. Tape back over his mouth. Silence. "Who else, Sarah? Who were you planning on getting cozy with? Russell?" Tried to sound casual. "Exhibition," she mumbled, weak. "Just an exhibition." "Normal day at work, huh? Then why the flight tickets to Barcelona?" Silence. Had no idea he was planning to take me there. Yeah, right. Actions, clothes he packed, spoke volumes. Secrets, lies, piled up. Couldn't even give me the truth. Consequences, Sarah. No office this week. No Brussels trip. Plenty of time for me to decide what to do with you. No one will even notice you're gone. Tape back on her mouth. They exchanged glances, realization dawning. I was in control. Total control. Grabbed the hose, sprayed them again. Dung, water, pungent stench filled the air. Limited future. Cup of tea, armchair, plan my next move. Injure Julian permanently? Jail time inevitable, but temporary. Missing persons, families desperate. Video camera, gun, back to the shed. Couple huddled, trembling. Fear in their eyes. Camera set up, tape ripped off Julian's mouth. Sarah's eyes, pleading, ignored her. Please, untie my arms. Bathroom urgency. Audacity. Unbelievable. Affair with my wife, now expecting kindness? Something in return, Julian. Anything. Glimmer of hope. Car? Boat? Transfer them whatever you want. Cabin cruiser, nice boat. Thought forming. Half the management, you said. Who else, Sarah? Who else were you with? Revenge on them too? Stay under the radar? Maybe. Names, Julian. Hesitation. Job. Cost me my job. Consequences alone, then? Weak to convince me. Saturday return? No one knows you're gone. Pressed on his injured leg, flinched. Bathroom. Incontinence briefs. Janet? Chivalry? She stabbed me in the back. Crossfire. No feelings for you? Lucky to have limbs left. Option to leave this. Authorities escalate. Prison? Yes, but temporary. Calm facade. Fear churning inside. Please. Muffled plea. Tape back on his mouth. Minutes to think. Turn to leave. Freed their hands from the rings before I left. Back at the house. Packing. Julian's boat. Idea sparking. Mom's early labor. Ireland vacation. Scary time. Born in Ireland. Registered there. Re-registered back home. Irish birth certificate. Still had it. Grabbed papers, clothes, euros from their Spain trip fund. Stamp collection, of course. Bank in the morning. Safety deposit box. Special collection. House heavily mortgaged. All savings sunk into it. Dual income. Tight budget. Risk while young. Future raises. Property value. That was the plan. Sarah dismissed the stamps. Childish hobby. True value, I knew it. Sleepless night. Woke up sick. Sarah and lover hadn't slept either. Their scent, lingering. Curry, laxative in their tea, taking its toll. Sarah pleading. Bathroom, shower, raw, irritated, physically, emotionally. Wallow in your deceptions with your lover, dear wife. Surprise, fear in their eyes, infiltrating their thoughts. Cooperate, information, maybe truthful promise. Separated them. Ear defenders on Sarah. Tape, like shooting range. Camera positioned. Julian, voice steady. Boat keys? Face lit up. Key ring. Apartment keys too, same ring. Safe in the wardrobe, 10 grand, key on the ring. Take it all, just let me go, freshen up. No police, believe me. Conceited lowlife, pleading for mercy. Amusing, mental note. Boat location? Harbor, birthday party, 20th, end of the pier. Reflect, ponder. Share thoughts with me, trusty electronic companion. Camera, infidelity captured, answers demanded. Cheating with who, when, where, who else knew. Sarah's version coming soon. Honest, details. Confession began. Affair, only a year. Shocked it was so long. hoped recent. Dorf Expo last year, management dinner, lap dancing club, taxi for Sarah, Bardis from Brussels, hotel. Curious about lap dances, stayed, vim, drinks, lap dances. Hesitant at first, then engrossed. Sarah, I could do better. Downward spiral. Management wouldn't let her bell dance. More drinks, hotel. Sarah, Belle, sweet, make it up to us. James, what would you have done? Attractive, temptation, dance. Guilty look, mischievous puppy, comical. Go on. Wife cheating, sympathy gone. Clothes off, competitive. Sarah unzipped Jan's pants. Madness. 6 of us, more than original couple. Regular meetings, exhibitions. French, German branches, girls joining, 6 months ago, new dynamic. Guilt again. Never names, always clear who. Me, given in this group. Jan, Witz, Wim van der Kroesen, Brussels. Otto Visser, Dortmund. Christoph Delmas, Strasbourg. 6 attendees promised, avoided eye contact, muttered. Brian Eort. Blood boiled. Slimy UK manager, arrogance, thievery. Wealthy, fortune, wife divorced him, left her with nothing, legal aid denied, lawyer outmatched. Expo scandal, bottom feeder, never missed a freebie. Women. Belgardis, Lutin, Amal, Fodrin, Berthon. All married. Women initiated, participated, execs took advantage. Julian's story. Emotional fortitude gone for Sarah's version. Needed her perspective. Revenge, both. Set them free, hope they wouldn't talk. Torn. Camera to Sarah. Truth. Julian's story heard. Fate depends on you. Similar story. Julian, Brian. Pass the time. Things get dull. No harm. Not missing out. Not even home. Defense. Don't understand men. Despicable individuals. Judging man whose wife unfaithful, sleeping with everyone. I remained faithful, lying, cheating partner. Anger escalating. Pay dearly. Blind rage. Consequences gone. Savor that moment. Intimate experiences. Memories now, dear. Pulled her back to Julian. Burning fury. Agony. Relief needed. Reluctantly stood them up. Stretch. Cut leg tape. Wrists bound. Screams. Blood flow. Numb limbs. Stretched. Contorted. Cramps. Senses returned. Cheaters escaped. Julian. Exit. Pushed him back. Shouldn't have done that. Kindness, movement, repay me with violence, promise no authorities, fleeing, outrun fate? Can't trust you. Learned nothing. Tape back, gags, mischievous, sprayed them again, hose, plan time, 3-4 days, before missing. Behavior well known, ran off together assumption? Couldn't rely on it. Items collected, not much, enough to start. Birth certificate. Ireland, new identity. Cash. Public transport. Under radar. Stations. Ports. Tracking likely. Britain. CCTV cameras. Julian's laptop. Bus route to Holyhead. Bustling terminal. Dublin. Blend in. More of Ireland access. Rosler. No trace. Moving immediately. Guarantee their lives. Rule of 3. 3 mins air. 3 days water. 3 weeks food. Back to shed. Water container. Captive's drink. Laced with sedative. Unconscious. IV drips. Saline. 5 liters. Days. Triumph tempting. Difficult situation. Focused. No gloating. Departed. New thought. Tape off mouths. Choking, prevent. Restraints double-checked. Locked door. Equipment gathered. Julian's car. Confident appearance, unnoticed. Front door. Alarm signs. None. Unlocked. Key. Safe located. Money taken. No evidence search. Affair link. Resisted. Laptop. Incriminating video only. Rundown area. Deserted lot. Free parking. Keys console. Door unlocked. Rucksack. Walked away. Ireland by now. Car dismantled. Parts shipped. Saudi Arabia. Balkans. Right-hand drive. Parts stripped. Smuggled easier. Marina. Carefree stroll. Jetty. Boat hopped on. Engine started. Consequences ignored. Ropes released. Journey set off. Coastline. Secluded cove. Boat maneuvered. Rucksack unloaded. Grip with documents. Cash. Boat. Whiskey bottles. Course to Spain. Southward. Boat sailed away. Open sea. Ran out of fuel. Unknown distance. Pack secured. Bus station. Route to Holyhead. Round-trip ticket. Foot passenger. Dublin. Walking journey. Explore birthplace. First bus. Kildare. Decided to go. 3 days later. Pub. Atlantic view. Phone under table. Curiosity. Police number. Cyber cafe. Break-in attempt. Previous residence address. Operator questions. Abruptly ended call. Wiped phone. Trash. Month later. Galway. Settled down. Job search. Seamus O'Clery instead of James Clark. Blend in. Gaelic name variants. Common practice. Birth certificate unquestioned. Appearance altered. Hair. Beard. Longer. Ginger shade. Walking tour. Weight shed. Address. Documents. Passport. Driver's license. Disappear completely. New Irish identity. Updated photos. Legal resident. Healthier lifestyle. Running. Gym. Galway. Bustling university town. High-tech industries. Pharma. Vet job impossible? Pharma job. Income. Savings dwindling. Rent. Julian's computer. MCD company info. Profiles. Witz. Vander. Cohen. Visser. Dalmas. High-level execs. Sarah. Place secured. Julian. British sales manager. Internet cafe. Few addresses. Email addresses. Company emails. Password file. Password protected. Evenings. Code cracking. Mother's maiden name. Birth dates. No luck. Photo folder. My first car. License plate. License plate password. Worked. File opened. Passwords labeled. Bank account info. Funds tempting. Attention avoided. Photos. Videos. Wild party. Anger. Revenge plan. Photos. Videos. Evidence selection. Damaging ones. Photos reviewed. Sarah smoking. No tobacco habit. Prohibited substances. Police investigation check. Guard a concern. James Clark inquiry. Seamus O'Clery link. Alias discovery. O'Clery. O'Leary. English pronunciation. Newspapers. Name mentions. Discreet scan. Watched feeling. Location giveaway check. Days passed. Uncaught. New life belief. Evidence complexity. Reports. Deceased or presumed dead. Abandoned boat found. Sarah. Julian found bound. Break-in incident. 2 months later. Boat recovery report. Spanish fisherman ownership claim. Stolen boat, overboard, faked death, disappear attempt. Seamus life free, evidence use, true identity giveaway, alive. Company email directory, photos distribution, every employee, branches. Spanish fisherman needed. Spanish fluent, Spain, EU, Cork. Dublin flights convenient. Spain trip, emails send. Friday evening, Sunday return, no work off. Following Friday, plane to Spain. Sunglasses, Panama hat. Airport's disguise. Beard, hair, disguise. Madrid hotel, straight to bed. 2 laptops, mine, Julian's. Saturday, unsecured wireless network, town. Found one. Julian's laptop, connected easily. Internet account active, hacked in, password list. Electronic pursuit diversion. Address book, country organized, messages, attachments, branches. All players, photos sent every branch. Messages prepared beforehand, quick send out. Done. Madrid walk, warm autumn sun. Travel more later. Dinner, tapas, bold red wine, cozy hotel, quiet side street, no security cameras. Hard drive from Julian's laptop, packed away. Hours of sleep. Parque Lineal del Rio Manzanares, Riverside Park. Secluded spot, computer contents examined, satisfied. Plaza Santa Barbara, Madrid, nightlife. 3:15 a.m., limit reached, night called, city buzzing, adrenaline worn off, rest needed. Hotel sleep, flight home. Following year, pharma company, Galway. Vibrant atmosphere, young people, social activities. Women plenty, hesitant to commit. Enjoyed job, veterinary medicine longed return. Job search, newspaper opportunity. Practice by chance. Next morning, visit to see it. Principal owner, Dermot McCullough, retirement age. 70 claimed, 10 years younger appeared. Accent, slight Irish twang, year over. English identified immediately, interrogated subtly. Practicing medicine in England, wife left. Country vet life unfulfilling, no family, months traveling, Galway settled. First job available, next steps figured out. Financial records check with accountant suggested. Initial assessment, solid business, expansion potential. Main issue, neighbors' animals only, no new clients pursued, long time. Funds needed, stamp collection part with. Technically mine, core, grandfather, father. True value. Subi, Dublin, appraiser. Unimpressed at first, $1,000 estimated value. More worth new. Special collection, secure bank, revealed. Estimation changed. Where acquired? Grandfather, father, I, collection contributed. British album, England stamps, time left. 2 separated penny blacks, purchased. Penny black, 2 penny reds, 2 2-penny blues, perforated, imperforate. Empire album, incomplete, complete set islands stamps. European album, vast, full set Nazi Germany stamps. Grandfather. Collections from struggling Germans. Stationed Germany. Wabiwitu. Collections Foundation. Albums left on boat. Contemporary stamps. little value. Spanish fishermen storing them. Mr. O'Clery, albums, main philatelic department, London, appraisal. Significant auction, 3 months, selling consideration, catalogued for buyers. Initial assessment, $250,000 EUR worth. I'll take care of it, thank you. Dilemma presented. Funds from sale, vet practice by, 3 months at least. Galway, Dermot again. Sorry, Mr. McCullough. Stamp collection sell, funds gather, practice purchase. Nodded, replied. Auction, 3 months, different arrangement. Work alongside me, 3 months, mesh with clients, decision on purchase after. Exactly happened. Police not searching, pretty certain. Bus trip cover, London, bus, ferry, another bus, city, says, organize, cell collection agreed, updated on division, valuations, reserves set. Month passed, estimated worth £500,000. 2 months later, commission, fees deducted, £900,000 richer. 3 months span. Strong relationship with Dermot formed, integral part local community, large animals, farm docks, work involved. Small farm, income supplement, beef, lamb raising. Farm in agreement included sale part. Raising, purchasing, selling animals learned. Stamp sale money, account deposited. Dermot paid off for business. Retire from then on. Veterinarian, part-time farmer became. Effort into practice, loyal client group built. Vet reputation grew, smaller animal patients received more. Surgery in town opened. Another veterinarian hired. 2 nurses. Receptionist. Catholic country predominantly. Women failed marriages gone through. Separated lives living. Single women surrounded always. Company lacked. Never. Curveball life through one day. Hospital working, Maureen O'Hara came in. Not actual actress, twin pass someone could. Dog hit car, office panic help ran. Outside to car, injured animal removed carefully trunk from. Blood staining hands. Poor creature survive not would clear to me. Devastated owner, especially daughter aware also. Quick x-ray, suspicions confirmed. Multiple broken ribs, fractured skull, broken back dog had. Humane option most. Sleep put her to immediately. Cleaning her up after, blanket wrapped her in. Sleeping peacefully appear as if make to. Car back seat into, lifted carefully. Rightful owner her to drove. Maureen O'Hara. Moment this for waiting eagerly been had. Anxious, heartbroken more any been have could dog owners believe, don't I? Protests my despite, me accompanying on insisted she. Door thereat arrived we, loudly knocked I. Mrs. Hogan, unfortunate news, Ferdy. Hit by car, severe injuries suffered. Difficult decision, rest put her to make to, had I. Oh, Seamus, really to have you did? Her saved away any there wasn't? Tears amidst, apologized deeply I. Mrs. Hogan, save her to do could I nothing was there. Clinic to rushed her, struck who woman the. Late too was it, but. Car in waiting Ferdy is. Bury her personally want, would you assumed I? Of course, wanted have, would, Aoife, what is that? More one thing is there, and me with here is accident Ferdy in involved woman the. Upset also is she, explanation give to wanted, and avoid crossing paths Ferdy with avoid, couldn't she efforts best her despite. Parked cars too between from out darted she, with amends make and apologize to wants she. Confront her to want, don't you, if. Her confront to want, don't you, if. Interact her to have, won't you, so inside Ferdy bring, can I. Person, decent a be, must she, me to talk and you see to specifically, Ferdy brought she, if, and, her with conversation, have to promised I. Car to out me walked Hogan Mrs., out walked Hogan Mrs. Outstepped companion my, outstepped companion my. Name your, no, not do I, but apologize. I, Hogan, Mrs., replied Roman Gallagher. Neve stated she. Inconvenience. Any for apologize. I, Hogan, Mrs. warned me had. Oh, Clary, Mr. as Ferdy escape, couldn't I? Repaired be to it. Arrange. I'll inform me, please. Vehicle you're to done harm any. There's if. Necessary be. Won't that no? Oh, allow you if dog, another get to like, would I? But necessary be. Won't that? No, oh. Me allow you, if dog another get to like, would I, but necessary be. Won't that no, oh. In Ferdy bring me let. Fill her. I'll school from returns Ifa when they're her place, just. Could you if so, kitchen thee and located is bed her that them told I. Conversation there continue ladies the leaving, conversation there continue ladies the leaving. Basket her in comfortably. Ferdy arranged and inside went I. Office to back head to needed I that mentioned I car, to returned I when. Finger her on rings noticing after, finger her on rings noticing after. Office to headed we, and inside back, Gallagher. Mrs. escorted I. Invasion her for pay should she much. How asked she? Invasion her for pay, should she much, how asked she? Completely idea the rejected I, but completely idea the rejected I, but favor, minor such, for payment accept to refused I. Gratitude her of token A, as dinner me buying. Least at on, insisted she. Dinner for out me take to woman married a, for appropriate be it would. Care or notice even would husband my doubt highly I. Be may he wherever, be may he wherever. Card business my her handed I so, card business my her handed I so. Call me to her told, and call me to her told, and. Evening. Saturday. Galway in reservations. Dinner had we? Evening Saturday. Galway in reservations. Dinner had we? Her meat to restaurant the at arrived, and outfit. Nicest my unput I. Husband her left. Recently had husband her left, recently had she meal our during revealed she. Information more for push didn't I? And specifics any share didn't she? Another man with wife own my court I, that her in confided I return in. Her leave to decided, and man another with wife own my court I, that her in confided I return in. Divorced been neither of us that fact the despite. Divorced been neither of us that fact the despite. Club up hit then, and dinner for out, go to decided we. Midnight at ways parting, before briefly danced we. Together time more spend to wanting, and her to drawn feeling help, couldn't I? Hard hit me reality, but married legally still was I. Married legally still was I. Her with something pursue to wanted I as much as. Her with something pursue to wanted I as much as. Impossible it made situation current my. Impossible it made situation current my. Decisions any make could I before, decisions any make could I before. Past my from issues unresolved address to, had I knew I. Past my from issues unresolved address to had I knew I. Ahead myself getting was, I may be again then, but, ahead myself getting was, I may be again then, but, interested be even not might she, interested be even not might she. Surprise my two, Thursday on me called she, Thursday on me called she. You calling of liberty that took I so touch and get to going, weren't you? Like looked it. Information contact your have, don't I? Information contact your have, don't I? Mind my slipped it, mind my slipped it. Evening tomorrow up you pick to come me like you would. Lovely be would that. Sound 8 quack does how. Agreed. To where, agreed. Up her pick to overdrove I and address her provided she. Dancing of night, another for up her pick to overdrove I and address her provided she. Afternoon Sunday, again meet to plans made, we left she before. Afternoon Sunday, again meet to plans made, we left she before. Better other each know getting in company, other each enjoying shoreline, the a long walk ere took we. Months next, the 4 routine hour became this. Dinner out her take to offer my declined she. Friday 1 then, tonight dinner make I'll. Eat to down sat we as announced she. Us between forward things moving in pace. Slow my about, inquired she meal, the oversat. We as announced, she. Marriages previous with adults both we're. Single is us of neither because complicated is relationship our. Single is us of neither because complicated is relationship our. People other to married legally still both are we. Commitment long term A as this see you straight this get me let. Accurate that's guess I. Lies issue. The where that's married previously both were we if and. Divorced be never can I. Not why. Right England from your. Process simple. A divorce is there. In leaned and up stood I. Their process simple a divorce is. Think you then complicated more much? It's trust me. But think you then complicated more much? It's trust me but. Decision any making before everything processed to needed. I. Now leave should I? Later you call, I'll. Weekend that calling up end didn't I however, weekend that calling up end didn't I however. Her to say should I? What figure out to trying building around wandering time spent? I instead. Her to say should I? What figure out to trying building around wandering time spent? I instead. Actions past my of consequences. Me on heavily weighing, were actions past my of consequences, me on heavily weighing were. A fair wife's my of betrayal. The by trapped still was I, a fair wife's my of betrayal, the by trapped still was I. Limbo this in living continuing couldn't I but, limbo this in living continuing couldn't I but. Imprisonment facing meant it. If even Janet with happened, what about truth? The uncover to had I. Neve, for meeting a upset and morning Monday. On Neve called I. Evening that for her with meeting a upset, and morning Monday on Neve called I. Door her reached I before evening that for her with meeting a upset, and morning Monday on Neve called I. Room living her in. Chatted we 8 quack. At door her reached, I. Lovely be, would Teemy asked. She drink to something like you would. Answering, before moment, a forestalling replied. I lovely be, would Teemy asked. She drink to something like you would. Courage up, mustard. I so forward move and past my confront to time. Was it knew I? It of some least. At well everything her tell to courage up mustered. I so forward move and past my confront to time was it knew I. Situation, the of control took and gunna grabbed. I rage by fueled boss her with bed, in wife. My find to home came. I, identity different under life. New a started and disappearance own my orchestrated I, then boat and car money lovers. Wife's my off maid. I barn the inn up them tying after situation the of control took and gunna grabbed. I rage by fueled boss her with bed in wife my find to home came I. Long so for burden that of weight the carry to managed you have how wow. This of all about emotions and thoughts my process to time some need. I'll now for left you if best be would it. Maybe this of all about emotions and thoughts. My process to time some need. I'll alone time some need. Just I. Confessing from relief of sense. A feeling away walked I. More once escaped to time was it knew me of part another. However, more once escaped to time was it knew me of part another, however. Trusted be, could she believe me, made what her too, much so reveal, I did why. Door my at appeared she later hours 48. Door my at appeared she later hours 48. In me invite to going, aren't you? In her, let to aside. Stepping replied, I sorry, asked she, in me invite to going, aren't you? In on, come in. Please, coffee of cup I have. Can I drink to something you get? I can. Table kitchen. Thee at other, each from across sat. We please. Coffee of cup I have. Can I drink to something you get? I can. Problems, your confront to need you. Seamus forward move to want we if. Miss the fixing in begin to where no. Don't just I neve no I. Liverpool in based lawyer A is Brendan uncle my solution a have I believe I. Him outreach, should you think I in Liverpool in based lawyer A is Brendan uncle my solution a have I believe I. Assist, can he how see not may you? Him outreach, should you think I in Liverpool in based lawyer A is Brendan uncle my solution a have I believe I. England to flee who children. Runaway finding and specializes uncle. My but assist can he. How see not may you. Police the withstand you where on information gather, and wife your locate he can perhaps England of all across stretches investigators of network his. Shotta worth it's. Excellent. Angler and you are. It with experience have I. River Shannon in fishing enjoys he okay. Him with story your share should you. Assistance or insight, some offer to able be may he. One EUR have to happen, you do weigh the buy. Here give yes. Money the out counted carefully. Eye and hand his out held he. Here give yes. Details the all me give and a head go so. Confidentiality by protected is discuss we everything, lawyer hired your as. Before out left you ones, the even details. The all me give and a head go. So confidentiality by protected is discuss. We everything. Lawyer hired your as. Spain to trip, recent. My including him with everything share to began in. Right, all mess into yourself gotten you've, boy? Oh. Necessary be will it, but cheap be won't it. Digging some do and back. Go to have. I'll. Evening in, talk to available be I'll. But neem with fishing day, the spending be. I'll evening in talk to available be. I'll but neem with fishing day, the spending be, I'll. Evening in talk to available be, I'll but neem with fishing day, the spending be, I'll. Office medical the by stopped, and Galway to returned. Finally he and conversation hour since past had weeks 6. Office medical the by stopped, and Galway to returned. Finally he and conversation hour since past had weeks 6. Office medical the by stopped, and Galway to returned. Finally he and conversation hour since past had weeks 6. Office medical the by stopped, and Galway to returned. Finally he and conversation hour since past had weeks 6. Office medical the by stopped, and Galway to returned. Finally he and conversation hour since past had weeks 6. Time off some take you can. Seamus. Yes, simple A with, replied. I, me asked he. Seamus. Time off some take you can. Shifts my cover to Dean for arranging. Before yes, simple A with replied. I, me asked he. Seamus. Time off some take you can. Receptionist. Ivan. With shifts my cover to Dean for arranging. Before yes, simple A with, replied. I me, asked he. Seamus. Time off some take you can. Farm the 2 up, go to, like you would. Do let's sure. Report the handed Dean, and room sitting cozy into us with coffee of mugs our brought we do let's sure. Left eye, after wife my 2 happened that everything of record detailed A was it. Report the me handed Dean, and room sitting cozy into us with coffee of mugs our brought we do let's sure. Copy existing only the is this, and evening tomorrow call and carefully report the read please. Evening in talk to available be I'll but neem with fishing day the spending be I'll. Evening in talk to available be I'll but neem with fishing day the spending be I'll. Departed he and hands shook. We coffee his finished he after. Contents its out find to eager report the 2 unheld eagerly I. Pain in writhing Julian and Janet found they arrived they when. Phone unknown Anne from police the called I passed the inn. Anyone against charges lay couldn't police thee. So anyone against charges pressed too. Wanted BR Julian nor Janet. Neither treated both were they. And called was ambulance Anne. Stir quite caused emails sending anyone against charges press to wanted BR Julian nor Janet. Neither treated both were they, and called was ambulance Anne. Business overtake to Mechi. With talks in was Corporation American, and stir quite caused emails sending. Team buyout. The of member A to belong to happened photos sent. I addresses email the of one, and deal with proceeding about hesitate to began Americans. The result. A as U.S. The in those as lives personal employees, thereabout strict. As not were companies European. Misconduct. Intimate for companies against lawsuits of history. Clear a not. Is there while U.S. The in those as lives personal employees thereabout strict as not were companies European. Action legal potential about concerned still was company, the while employees, thereby misconduct intimate for companies against lawsuits of history. Clear a not is there while U.S. the in those as lives personal employees, thereabout strict as not were companies European. Responsible those fired promptly and investigation conducted, branch European. Termination his for Janet and Julian blamed who upward angered decision this. House thereof out, him kicked Natalie wife Julian Resulta as. Janet within. Moving upended, he turned to Elsie nowhere having after. Substances illegal. Some discovered Natalie belongings his through-going while. Him charged and arrested, then who police the over them turned she. Substances prohibited more, even uncovered, and home my searched authorities discovery this of result as dealing substances prohibited. With them charged to enough was found substances prohibited. Of amount. The boat his aboard substances prohibited, found also had police Spanish. Though that revealed matter the into investigations further. Substances prohibited smuggling for naught, and use personal for only boat the used. They that claiming innocence his proved to records the had he, that insisted he. Publications national than detail more in story, the covered and recognition gain to opportunity, and as connection. This saw journalists local. Europe Eastern to connected trafficking substances, prohibited evidence, uncovered investigations, after Delmas and Visor Cowan van der Witters, arrested and link European investigated enforcement law. Prison in years 15. 10 to sentenced and charged were people several. Thought previously than malicious more even was suspect main Kurt that revealed was it. Warehouse abandoned and to taken, were who Julian and Janet of abduction the ordered had he. Premises raid to back up for call quickly to able were, and court nearby a monitoring bin had police the fortunately. Beaten severely being from Julian save, couldn't they? Although premises raid to back up for call quickly to able were, and court nearby a monitoring bin had police the fortunately. Bone cheek and nose. Broken only with Janet, rescue to able. Were they? But beaten severely. Being from Julian save, couldn't they? Although premises raid to back up, for call quickly to able where, and court nearby a monitoring bin had police the fortunately. Court in charges of range. A faced Janet and Julian and a ward. Prison in years 10 to sentenced and offenses, substances prohibited of convicted was Julian. Branch Recovery Asset Agency. Crime organized serious the buy confiscated assets his had. In years 20 of sentence harsher a received award. Sentence suspended a received only hand. Other thee on Janet. Insurance life my collect and house our sell. To order in evidence in scene had I. Articles newspaper, the using deceased legally declared me. Have to attempted. Had she. Claim of validity. The disputing constantly adjuster's loss. The with affair, drawn out. Long a bean had case. The nothing with left was she, and property the of possession took bank. The end the inn. Tesco at cashier and stacker shelf A as job a take, to choice, no had she income of source any without. Her dating began eventually, who widower wealthy a met. She, there was it. Her overwin to managed, she. Publicity. Negative, all despite her dating began eventually. Who widower wealthy a met, she there was it. Lives there from presence. My eliminate to necessary, it saw she, fortune his and him to on hold to order, in proposed he and her, overwin to managed she. Publicity negative all, despite her dating began, eventually. Who widower wealthy a met she. There was it. Reason, the as abandonment citing me divorced, had Janet result, a as. Again, once single was I. Meeting lunch, a upset we and call a her gave I day following the. Arrived to her for waited and early arrived I. Nervousness and excitement of combination. A was expression. Her did she when. Decisions, any. Make we. Before it read to you. For important, it's think I me gave uncle your that report. The her handed I. Agree you do decisions any. Make we before it read to you for important. It's think I me gave uncle your that report. The her handed I. Anything of sure be can anyone as much as yes. Truth the no to you need I future a have to us for. Hiding more. Know you with light thee and walk to able be to want I and long too far for secrecy and living bin I've. On later call you I'll me with home bird in this spring I'll. Ring to phone the waiting afternoon all edge on was I. 700 at did finally it. Here Brendan uncle is house that to overcome, you can said voice aren't my Seamus. Steps next are consider to need we. Car in was, I instant and in. Brendan speaking began coffee my with playing nervously patio the on outside sat I. Time this at you for option and not is marriage opinion my in. Stomach my to dropped heart my. Her marry to desire my and Neve for love. My of depth the understood truly I when moment that it was it. Divorce legally could she before months 18. Another wait to have would we knowing, despite her marry to desire my and Neve for love, my of depth the understood truly I when moment that at was it. Bewildered, utterly feeling me left realization this. Ireland impossible, were divorces think, didn't I? Loop the avowed bin you have. James or Seamus do you prefer? Decade almost for Ireland in legal bin actually has divorce. Again, marry can they before half an year, another wait to have. Still they but years, 1/2 and 2 for apart bin have husband, her and Neve. Law the two according again marry can they before half an year another wait to have still they but years 1/2 and 2 for apart bin have husband, her and Neve. Sense made all it law. The two according again marry. Can they before half an year another wait to have still they but years 1/2 and 2 for apart bin have husband, her and Neve. Speak and Neve to turned I now sense made all it. Months 18. For wait to have we now do we what? Yet proposed officially hadn't I also but marriage into rush to want, didn't I? Proposed to would I? That belief her about me told she after. Had I, and Brendan uncle conversation, the of aware wasn't. Neff you will. Neff, said, and smiled. She. Again. Situation that in myself put to desire. No had and changed. Had I that him. Reassured I so. Niece only his hurt wouldn't I sure make to wanted. He her to propose to. Would I, that belief her about me told she after, had I and Brendan uncle conversation the of aware wasn't Neff. Freefield didn't. Definitely I imprisoned. Bin not have may I, although again situation that in myself put to desire no had and changed had I, that him reassured I so niece only his hurt wouldn't I sure make to wanted he her to propose to, would I that belief her about me told she. After had I and Brendan uncle conversation the of aware wasn't Neff. Up it give never will I, and freedom that me granted he free feel. Didn't definitely. I imprisoned bin not have may I? Although again situation that in myself put to desire, no had and changed. Had I that him reassured I so niece, only his hurt, wouldn't I sure make to wanted he her to propose to? Would I that belief her about me told she after had I? And Brendan uncle conversation the of aware wasn't Neff. Again. Up it give never will I, and freedom that me granted he free feel didn't. Definitely I imprisoned bin not have may I? Although again situation that in myself put to desire, no had and changed had I. that him reassured I, so niece, only his hurt, wouldn't I sure make to wanted, he her to propose to, would I? That belief her about me, told she after, had I, and Brendan uncle conversation thee of aware wasn't neff. Again up it give, never will I, and freedom that me granted he free feel didn't definitely I imprisoned been not have may I? Although again situation that in myself put to desire no had and changed had I, that him reassured I so niece, only his hurt, wouldn't I sure make to wanted he her to propose to, would I that belief her about me told she, after had I, and Brendan uncle conversation thee of aware wasn't neff. Again up it give, never will I, and freedom that me granted, he free feel didn't definitely, I imprisoned, been not have may I, although again, situation, that in myself put to desire no had and changed, had I, that him reassured I, so niece only his hurt wouldn't I sure make to, wanted he her to propose to, would I, that belief her about me told she after, had I, and Brendan uncle conversation the other where wasn't neff. Again up it give, never will I, and freedom, that me granted he free, feel didn't definitely I imprisoned been not have may I, although again situation that in myself put to desire, no had and changed had I, that him reassured I, so niece, only his hurt, wouldn't I sure make to wanted he her to propose to, would I, that belief her about me told she after, had I and Brendan uncle conversation the other where wasn't neff. Again up, it give, never will I, and freedom that me granted he free, feel didn't definitely, I imprisoned been not have may I, although again situation that in myself put to desire no had and changed, had I that him reassured I so niece, only his hurt wouldn't I sure make to wanted, he her to propose to, would I that belief her about me told she after, had I, and Brendan uncle conversation the other where wasn't neff. Again, up, it give, never will I, and freedom that me granted, he free feel, didn't, definitely I, imprisoned been not have may I, although again, situation that in myself put to desire, no had and changed, had I, that him reassured I so niece, only his hurt wouldn't I sure make to wanted he her to propose to, would I, that belief her about me told she, after had I, and Brendan uncle conversation the other where wasn't neff. Again up it give, never will I, and freedom that me granted he free feel didn't, definitely, I imprisoned been not have may I, although again, situation that in myself put to desire no had and changed, had I, that him reassured I so, niece only his hurt wouldn't I sure make to wanted he her to propose to, would I, that belief her about me told she after, had I, and Brendan uncle conversation the other where wasn't neff. Again up, it give, never will I, and freedom that me granted he free, feel didn't definitely, I imprisoned been not have may I, although again situation that in myself put to desire no had and changed had I, that him reassured, I so niece only his hurt wouldn't I sure make to wanted he her to propose to, would I that belief her about me told she after, had I, and Brendan uncle conversation the other where wasn't neff. Again up it give, never will I, and freedom that me granted he free feel didn't definitely I imprisoned been not have may I, although again situation that in myself put to desire no had and changed had I, that him reassured I so, niece, only his hurt wouldn't I sure make to wanted he her to propose to, would I, That belief her about me told she after, had I. And Brendan, uncle conversation thee of aware, wasn't neff. Again up it give, never will I, and freedom that me granted he free feel didn't definitely, I imprisoned been not have may I. Although again, situation that in myself put to desire no had and changed. Had I that him reassured I, so niece, only his hurt wouldn't I sure make to wanted he her to propose to. Would I that belief her about me told she, after had I and Brendan uncle conversation thee of aware wasn't neff. Again, up it give, never will I, and freedom that me granted he. Free feel didn't. Definitely I, imprisoned been, not have may I. Although again situation that in myself put to desire no had, and changed had I that him reassured I, so niece, only his hurt